Whiskers and Mittens were no ordinary cats, oh no, these furry friends harbored a secret passion: baking. They had always been fascinated by the smells and sounds of the kitchen. One sunny afternoon the idea struck them like a lightning bolt cake. They could almost taste the sweet, fluffy goodness. It was time to embark on a culinary adventure. They gathered all the tools they needed, from mixing bowls to measuring cups. Armed with their cookbook found in the recycling bin and boundless enthusiasm, they were ready to face any challenge. They flipped through the pages, eyes wide with wonder. Little did they know what delightful chaos awaited. Flour flew, sugar spilled, and eggs cracked in unexpected places. Their tiny noses sniffed at the cookbook page, their whiskers twitching with excitement. They could hardly contain their joy. The recipe seemed simple enough: flour, sugar, eggs, and a sprinkle of mischief. They measured each ingredient with careful precision. What could possibly go wrong? They were confident, maybe a bit too confident. With a playful paw bump, their baking adventure began. The kitchen was their playground, and they were ready to create something magical. Gathering ingredients was an adventure in itself. Flour became a magical white cloud engulfing Whiskers as he dove headfirst into the bag. Mittens, ever the huntress, stalked the sugar jar, her tail swishing with anticipation. Each ingredient presented a new opportunity for fun, turning their kitchen into a playful obstacle course. Eggs became slippery toys, narrowly escaping their clutches and threatening to turn their baking escapade into an omelet-making disaster. Butter, with its alluring scent, proved impossible to resist, leaving a trail of tiny paw prints across the counter. The kitchen, once pristine, was now a testament to their culinary exploration. With ingredients assembled, the real fun began. Mixing. Whiskers, armed with his trusty paw, attacked the batter with gusto, sending flour flying through the air. Mittens, perched on the counter, supervised with an air of authority, occasionally dipping her tail into the bowl for a taste test. The kitchen transformed into a whirlwind of activity. The mixer whirred, the cat zipped around, and the air filled with the sweet scent of vanilla and impending chaos. Batter splattered, bowls clanged, and laughter, or were those meows, filled the air. Section 4. Pandemonium, a batter-pouring disaster. Pouring the batter proved to be a slippery slope, literally. The kitchen quickly turned into a battleground of flour and eggs. Whiskers, with a heroic leap, attempted to tip the bowl, only to find himself tangled in the mixing spoon. His valiant effort only added to the chaos. Mittens, ever resourceful, tried pushing the batter with her nose, resulting in a sticky, albeit adorable, mess. Her determination was commendable, but the kitchen was now a disaster zone. The batter, refusing to be contained, oozed and dripped, creating abstract art on the floor. It was as if the kitchen had become a canvas for their culinary misadventures. The once pristine pan held only a fraction of their hard-earned mixture. Their efforts seemed in vain, but the journey was what mattered. But amidst the chaos, they shared a knowing glance. A silent understanding passed between them, acknowledging their teamwork. It didn't matter how the cake looked, it was their creation, a testament to their chaotic collaboration. In the end, it was the experience and the fun they had that truly counted. Section 5. The Great Cake Rise and the Catnap. With the oven set and the timer ticking, anticipation hung in the air, thick as the scent of baking cake. Whiskers and Mittens, their energy spent, curled up on the warm floor, their watchful eyes glued to the oven door. The gentle hum of the oven lulled them into a light doze. Time seemed to slow down. Every tick of the clock was a tiny drumbeat of excitement. The aroma of baking cake filled their little kitchen, a sweet symphony of vanilla and sugar. Soon, very soon, their culinary masterpiece would be complete. Section 6. Decoration catastrophe and a heart full of sprinkles. Finally, the oven timer beeped. The moment they had been waiting for had arrived. The cake, a slightly lopsided creation, emerged from the oven. It was a bit uneven, but it was their masterpiece. It wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. Decoration time. The excitement in the air was palpable. Armed with sprinkles and frosting, they approached the cake with renewed enthusiasm. Each cat had a role to play in this sugary symphony. What followed could only be described as a sprinkle explosion. Sprinkles flew through the air like confetti at a parade. Frosting ended up everywhere but the cake, on noses, tails, and even the ceiling. It was a frosting frenzy. The once pristine kitchen was now a disaster zone of epic proportions. It looked like a tornado made of sugar had swept through. But as they surveyed their handiwork, they couldn't help but purr with satisfaction. Their hearts were full, and so was the kitchen. Their cake was a disaster, a delicious, sprinkle-covered testament to their love of baking and each other. It was a beautiful mess. It wasn't the perfectly iced, store-bought kind of cake. It was better, it was theirs. Every imperfection told a story, a testament to the fact that sometimes, the most delicious things in life are messy, chaotic, and made with a whole lot of love. The kitchen chaos was a small price to pay, and as they licked the frosting off their whiskers, they knew one thing for sure. Their baking adventures were just beginning. This was just the start of many more sweet,